Howdy friends, thanks for joining me for another video. Today I am going to do my Lynyrd Skynyrd CDs, and I'm going to attempt to also rank their released studio albums with a little bit of a caveat on that. Okay, for me Lynyrd Skynyrd is pretty much, they go till 1977, so that's that. I did see them once in 1987 on the first reunion tour. Then they just kept on going, and good for them, but it's just not, I'm not really into it. Ronnie Van Zant was one of my heroes in the band, and his songwriting is fantastic. He's a great singer, and I forget exactly which guitar players died. I think it was Steve Gaines died, and then his wife or sister, his sister Cassie Gaines, one of the backing vocalists, died. Gary Rosington, I believe, yeah, he lived, and now I'm forgetting the third guitar player's name. Steve Gaines, Alan Collins. I think Alan Collins also died. Billy Powell and Artemis Pyle. Artemis Pyle lived. Billy Powell. Ed. Dang it! Now I'm forgetting it. Ed. Short last name. He lived. I remembered Ed. He's the one that did the solo on Sweet Home Alabama. So let me look up his name there really quickly for you. His last name. I know that he lived. I think it was Steve Gaines and Alan Collins were the ones that passed away. Ed King, that's it. Yeah. So Gary Rosington made it through, but Alan Collins did not, and neither did. I don't remember if Leon Wilkeson lived through that or not, but terrible, terrible disaster that happened to a really great band. And yeah, without further ado, I'm going to start with just the CDs, and then we'll go and do a little rating of them, since I'm trying to get more comfortable with rating. Since they have a relatively small catalog, I feel like I can do that. All right, their first album, Pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd, is right here, and this is one of the reissues that has some bonus tracks. I think Mr. Banker, Down South Jukin', and Tuesday's Gone, Give Me Three Steps, and Freebird. Demos. And Mr. Banker made it on another one that's coming too. And Down South Jukin' was also an interesting release. Nice booklet in these reissues. I don't think I have all reissues. I think I might have 2 or 3. Although they only technically had 5 albums, I'm going to do a ranking of 7 albums. You'll see why. Anyway, first album, pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd. Second one was Second Helping. And this one is the one that I think had Sweet Home Alabama, one of their big hits. And the first one I think had Freebird. Of course, those are 2 of their biggest hits, but they had plenty more hits and radio play, and just a great band. Great writers, great players, under the studious thumb or something of Ronnie Van Zant. Nothing Fancy was their third release. This is one that I really played a lot as a kid. Really liked this one. I'll get more into the actual songs and the sounds and the feel of the albums when I do the ranking. Right now, just kind of going through them. Then I have some live albums that, this is live Chattanooga Choo Choo, Lynyrd Skynyrd, the classic Tennessee broadcast. I believe this is 1975, and this is why it's in this part of it wasn't released in 75, it was released later, but I believe the show is from 75, and that's why that's in this part of the collection as far as chronology goes. And then another one, Lynyrd Skynyrd live at Winterland, San Francisco, authorized bootleg, 1976. Again, released after, I don't know, in the 90s or later. Pretty low budget production. And these are decent, they're good recordings. And then their live one that they released, I have the deluxe remastered edition, One More from the Road, or one more from the Road. Nice fold out digipack. Whoa! Not sure what this is, probably some sort of hype. The deluxe edition series, yeah, just advertising. the record label or whatever's other, or the company that released this, their other deluxe edition albums. So this has a lot of good text. This was live at the Fox Theater, I believe, and it's pretty rocking. They do a version of Crossroads on here, the Robert Johnson tune that Cream completely reworked, and they do it in that style, like Cream did it. Somebody else, 10 Years After also does it, and Lynyrd Skynyrd does it. So in that same style as Cream turned it into their own. Okay, now we're back into their studio run, their short studio run. We have Give Me Back My Bullets, which was almost their last release technically. This is not, obviously, it's not a re-release. There's just, not much going on here. Not the reissue or remaster, and it's pretty quiet compared to the others, recorded pretty quietly. Their last studio album, Street Survivors, this one is a remastered special edition with some bonus tracks. Boy, I guess I need these, don't I? Georgia Peaches, Sweet Little Missy, You Got That Right, which is an alternate version, I Never Dreamed, alternate version, and Jacksonville Kid. I'll go into the other editions on the one that I missed there. I think it was Nothing Fancy and Second Helping. I'll go over their extra tracks also. Okay, now we get something called Skynyrd's First and Last. Now this came out, it was released in 1978, and it's all songs that weren't released previously except for Things Going On, which came out on their first record. So to me, this is a legitimate Lynyrd Skynyrd album, and I'm going to include it in my ranking just to get more than 5 albums in. That may be cheating, but they recorded all this stuff. It says first and last because half of these songs were recorded for that first album, and half of them were recorded later. And they never got recorded. None of them ever got released. That's probably why Down South Jukin' is one of the bonuses on the first album, is my guess, because it was supposed to be on there. So this has a lot, but everything else, all of it, 8 out of 9 songs were not released anywhere else except for collections, greatest hit stuff. White Dove, Preacher's Daughter, Was I Right or Wrong, Lend a Helping Hand, Wino, Coming Home, and The Seasons, and Down South Jukin'. That's it. Those are not released anywhere else. So now we have Best of the Rest. This was something I really liked as a kid. It has some stuff that was not released anywhere else. Nothing special in there. So this has I've Been Your Fool and Gotta Go. I don't think those are anywhere else. I'm a Country Boy is on Nothing Fancy. So's Double Trouble. Working for MCA might be on something else. Call Me the Breeze is on Second Helping, I think. Or Street Survivors. I Never Dreamed is on something else. T for Texas, the old Jimmy Rogers song, is not on anything else, and they really tear it up. It's really, really cool. It's a live version of it. And the Call Me the Breeze is a live version of it, so that's different too. And that's pretty cool. Okay, now next one, Lynyrd Skynyrd Legend. This, like Lynyrd Skynyrd's First and Last, is another, to me, legit Lynyrd Skynyrd album because it is all songs with the original members of the band that were recorded while they were together and alive, and it was released later, and they're really good tracks. I mean, it is a fantastic album. It flows like its own album, and some of these tracks have been scattered throughout but the bonus tracks of the remasters. So sorry if you don't like this idea, but I am going to include this in my ranking. So this and First and Last go in the ranking. Okay, now this does not. Lynyrd Skynyrd. Skynyrd's first The Complete Muscle Shoals album. So this is basically that first album plus those bonus tracks that were on First and Last or whatever that would have been on the album had it been released the way had they not scrapped it and did another album. And I hate when these things are hard to get out because I don't want to accidentally wrinkle or ding there we go, ding it, which I kind of already did, not too bad. Okay, so there's this guy, and this was released, of course, long after their demise, and yeah, but it's all the original band, and it's all tracks from that first album, and a bunch of tracks from that are on First and Last. So these are all songs that were recorded while they were that band, Lynyrd Skynyrd. Ooh. Oh, the hub's busted. Okay, the songs are Freebird, One More Time, Gimme 3 Steps, Was I Right or Wrong, Preacher's Daughter, White Dove, Down South Juke, and Wino. So those are all the ones I just read to you from the First and Last. Simple Man, Trust, Coming Home, The Seasons, Lend a Helping Hand, Things Going On, I Ain't the One, You Run Around, and Ain't Too Proud to Pray. Some of those are not anywhere else but on here. They might, unless they're on here. This is Lynyrd Skynyrd Collectibles with a Y instead of an I there, and Collectibles. It's a double CD of all unreleased material outside of here. This is it. Man, these cases falling apart. This is a really, really nice collection. It's got outtakes and demos, but it's got a lot of unreleased songs as well. I'd have to read the track listing to you to see if some of them, that's not a great picture of Ronnie, no wonder he always wore a hat. There are some of these songs may have made it onto these these remastered as bonus tracks, because this, I believe, was released before the remasters came out. So there may be songs that are on this that wound up on the remasters also as bonus tracks. Let's take a look here. Let's see. So yeah, so this Shade Tree Recordings from 1968, 1970. Freebird, Need All My Friends, Michelle, If I'm Wrong, No One Can Take Your Place. Then the Quincy recordings from 1970, Hide Your Face, Bad Boy Blues, and then second helping outtake from 74, Memphis, and then live on WMC in 1973, I Ain't the One, Call Me the Breeze, Sweet Home Alabama, Woman of Mine, Working for MCA, Freebird. That's just the first disc. Second disc, Quincy recordings, 1978. Need All My Friends, complete version, Michelle, complete version, live at the Fox Theater, 76. 4 tracks from that, and then Street Survivors outtakes, I Never Dreamed, alternate version, you got that right, alternate version, and then more live at the Fox Theater, T for Texas and Crossroads, and then Street Survivors outtake, Jacksonville Kid, and then another live at the Fox Theater, Freebird. So a lot of interesting stuff on that most of it is not anywhere else. I don't know about some of the live tracks, if those are, I doubt that they would probably be outtakes. You know, they played Fox Theater probably more than one night on that run or something like that. All right, now let's get all of their studio albums together and do a ranking. All right, so here we go. Again, sorry if it's blaspheme to include Legend and First and Last, but I am including them. So, 7 albums. Just makes it more fun to have a little bit more to do. I like a small catalog, but 5 is kind of like, you know, I will do some bands like that probably. All right, my least favorite is Give Me Back My Bullets, which has Give Me Back My Bullets. Every Mother's Son is a great song. Trust, I Got the Same Old Blues, Double Troubles, all right. Roll Gypsy Roll, Searching is good. Cry for the Bad Man, All I Can Do Is Write About It. That's really good. You're probably saying, what are those songs? I never heard of those songs. Exactly. Not their best work, and it was, you know, but it was 4th in their 5 albums, or their 7. And it's good. I do like it. It is good. It doesn't have the punch and the bite that some of these other ones do. It's definitely bluesy and rockin', but it's definitely not their best album. So that I put as number 7. Next, I put First and Last, which is definitely better. This has Down South Jukin', which I love. Preacher's Daughter is really good. White Dove is good. Was I Right or Wrong is good. Lend a Helping Hand is good. Wino, Coming Home, The Seasons, Things Going On, of course, is from the first album and is great. They're, you know, bluesy, rock and roll, country rock stuff in here. very good album. Okay, next, now everybody's going to go crazy and say, "What? You? I gotta be kidding me!" I'm going to put, so that's 7-6. Number 5 is Second Helping. Yeah, I know. Second Helping has Sweet Home Alabama, I Need You. Don't Ask Me No Questions, that was a big one. Working for MCA. The Ballad of Curtis Lowe is fantastic, and that was a big one for them. Swamp Music is great. The Needle and the Spoon was great. Their version of J.J. Cale's Call Me the Breeze is great. And then the bonus questions are a single version of Don't Ask Me No Questions, demo of Was I Right or Wrong, and Take Your Time, which is on, I think, Legend, so bonus track. I like this album. I think it's great. I guess I just think other ones are better. They just keep, in my opinion, they get, this is the path in which they get better, in my opinion. I do love this album. It is a great album, but I put it at number 5. Next is Legend. This is just fantastic. All these songs that never made it anywhere. Georgia Peaches, You Got Good Friends, Sweet Little Missy, Four Walls of Rayford is a gorgeous, heart-wrenching song about a guy in jail. Simple Man, okay, well that's already been released. Truck Driving Man's a great, not the original old country Truck Driving Man. This is a different one. One in the Sun is good. Mr. Banker is another slow blues. It's not as pretty as Four Walls of Rayford. It's more raunchy blues, and not raunchy, but it is sad and depressing. It's slower blues. Take Your Time is the last one, and that's a great one too. Take Your Time with the Ladies. All these songs are so good, and there's a little bit more writing going on here than just Ronnie Van Zant. You Got Good Friends was written with Alan Collins and Ronnie Van Zant, and then Gary Rosington wrote Sweet Little Missy with Ronnie Van Zant, and so Steve Gaines wrote Georgia Peaches with him. So there is Ed King wrote one with him. There is some more co-writing, but I really think when I first heard this as an album as a kid, I just thought it was fantastic. Highly recommend. Only place you can get these all together. Because, like I say, now some of them are bonus tracks. Okay, so now we've got 7, 6, 5, 4. Now we're down to 3. 3. This is tough because these are all so great. But I'm gonna say pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd is next, and everybody's gonna say, "What? You gotta be kidding me!" Because I've already passed by Sweet Home Alabama. Now I'm passing by this one. It is fantastic. It is great, but it's not number 1 for me. It has I Ain't the One, which is okay. Tuesday's Gone is fantastic. Give Me 3 Steps is one of their best. Simple Man is great. Things Going On I really like. Mississippi Kid I really like. Poison Whiskey is great. And Freebird is also a great one. And then the bonus tracks are Mr. Banker, Down South Jukin', Tuesday's Gone, Give Me 3 Steps, and Freebird. These are demos. They really hit their stride here on their first record. And it is fantastic. They came right out of the gate. If you've read anything about Lynyrd Skynyrd, you know that Ronnie Van Zant really worked these guys. They stayed in this little cabin in a field somewhere called the Sweat Lodge or something like that, and they played for hours. And he made them just play until they got everything just how he wanted it. He was a taskmaster, and he wrote the songs and he sculpted them and really worked them very hard, and they just became fantastic musicians and a really well-versed, great band. So that's number 3. Number 2, Street Survivors, another one chock full of great hits and great songs that I do love. It's got What's Your Name, it's great. That Smell is great. One More Time is one that people don't really know is a really good one. I Know a Little, that fast kind of jumpy country swing type thing. You Got That Right is a good one. I Never Dreamed is a beautiful song. And Honky Tonk Nighttime Man is a really fast country shuffle. I can't remember if that's a Merle Haggard song or if that's a Ronnie Van Zant song. I think, you know what it is? I think it's their take on a song of Merle Haggard's that they do their own way, kind of. They change everything up. This is written by, let's see, oh no, this is the Merle Haggard song. I'm thinking of somebody else does a version of this. Anyway, it's fantastic. And Ain't No Good Life is a blues that's okay. It doesn't thrill me as much, but I like it. It's all right. But the rest of these are really, really very solid album. Great stuff. Street Survivors. Last one, Nothing Fancy. This was my all-time favorite Lynyrd Skynyrd album as a kid. I played the crap out of this record. I absolutely freaking loved it. It had Saturday Night Special, which I think is one of their best songs. Cheatin' Woman is good. Railroad Song is fantastic. It's about him hopping the trains and being a hobo and wanting to learn about the things that the Hag were all about. Jimmy Rogers and the Hag, Merle Haggard. And then I'm a Country Boy is on this. That one's pretty good, kind of funky. On the Hunt is good. Am I Losing is a really pretty song about him losing friends because he's making money. People looking at him differently now because he's making money. Ronnie Van Zant. Made in the Shade is a cool little kind of bluesy, I don't know, just got a cool little bluesy riff to it, and it's not straight blues, but it's really cool. Whiskey Rock-a-Roller, of course, is that one made the radio. Just a great rock and roll song, and that got on Gold and Platinum. I thought I brought Gold and Platinum out here, but Gold and Platinum was a great 2 CD chock full of hits, Lynyrd Skynyrd, that I had as a kid, and I recently bought it from a friend just to have it again. Anyway, there you go. For me, it is Nothing Fancy's number 1, Street Survivors is number 2, and Pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd is number 3, Legend is number 4, and Second Helping number 5, and Lynyrd Skynyrd's First and Last is number 6, and Give Me Back My Bullets is number 7. Please let me know what you think of Lynyrd Skynyrd and their albums, and feel free to put your rankings in here, and you can gently and nicely tell me how I'm wrong about Second Helping and Pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd if you'd like. Yeah, please subscribe, please like, and please comment. Thanks so much. Have a good day.